Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. First match here in Group E, and it's time for Spright. Let's take a look. We have, I guess, one of the earlier Spright builds, but I think it's a very staple Spright build. It's going to take on, I guess, more of an underdog, being Monarchs, but extra deck Monarchs. So we will see the deck list in a couple of moments. But yeah, which deck has the advantage? And if you take a look at the votes from the community tab right side here, is that most people, 83%, see that Spright has the advantage over Monarch. So I guess the only choice for the Spright deck list was no Cat Shark, and instead of something like Cat Shark, the Spright list ran Access Code. But outside of that, I think this is pretty much like a very stable Spright deck list, right? At least something we had before, when stuff like Spright Elf was still legal. So Monarchs goes first, and this is the first place deck list by. I remember the guy. Remember him. First place UK Nationals, by the way. The reason why this deck was so good is that, it's extra deck Monarchs. Sure, you're kind of sacrificing your extra deck, well, your domain lock, right? But you will gain the beneficial effects of your extra deck. So I'm looking at stuff like, Pleiades was probably the most important one. And of course, Brilliant Fusion, because of the extra normal summon, right? Thanks to Seraphinite. Going first, and the Dark Witch was ran simply because she was able to get herself back from the graveyard thanks to Lazuli, and she can be tribute summoned, and the potential double normal summon for the turn with return was already a Monarch on board with only Brilliant Fusion, so that's cool. But here in this case, I guess the game was already lost. This is again, Spright. Elf got banned on our most TCG, forbidden and limited list, but it's still there. So Double Toad is far too powerful. Plus, I was about to say Idea is definitely not going to trigger, and that's a bummer, right? And I believe this game should be lost. Is it my turn? Was it my turn? Yeah, just pass. And okay, there is no Toad Reborn simply because I don't control a monster, but again, no follow-up play. I'm not so sure what my set is, but again, alright. The thing here is that, and that's kind of cool, is because Idea was sent to the graveyard, it was, was able to get by Pantheism, and as you know, Erebus' graveyard effect is a quick effect, so let's say if your opponent wants to reborn it with Dark, I can just use Erebus to get itself back, right? That's a cool thing. Okay, so post side deck, and here is where the chances of Monarchs are there. So again, Maxis, and this one. The card is called Stygian Dirge. It's a very old school card. I can't remember which set it came in, but it was, kind of side decked. It could be side decked back then, like 2016-ish age, and well, the card is very similar. Well, the card says that, or states that all monsters from your opponent become, what is it, level 1 or 1 level lower. Yeah, the Spright monsters, or all level 2 monsters from my opponent, will become level 1 on field. I think that's hilarious, since that basically blocks your entire Spright engine or Spright combo, right? So here in this case, the thing is that the hand traps, I mean Spright, Ash, Imperm, stuff like that, are kind of big, but again, this is extra deck Monarch, so let's say there are multiple ways to force out Ash to play through Ash. Not like when you're playing pure Monarch and your idea gets ashed, for example, then you kind of pass your turn most of the time. That's not the case with this, but Stygian Dirge definitely helps me out here in this situation. Again, prevents Elf from hitting the board, prevents, the smashes, search eventually, so I can just establish my board here. And going for an extra deck play, yep, Ladies hits the field, the Pantheism search, another Brilliant Fusion, so that's cool. Twice, I think, was it? There's double Lazuli, and like if any light would work, like Idea, Ether, and basically the Dark Witch. Is Dark Witch a light? Well, I guess it's a normal, right? You can just get her back. So it's fine though. So this should be more than enough, right? Yep, 1-1. So still in the game, But the problem now is going second. And Spright is not committing. Not a strong hand as well. What is it? Double Imperm sets, Smashers, Red, Ash. Ash is cool. And here in this case, the normal summon gets negated. So again, like any Spright blue, you know, might escalate to a big push from Spright. Then again, there is Maxi, and I believe the only potential... no, I indeed said Stormfort, or was it Solemn? I can't remember which card I said. It was Stormfort, yeah, just in case, you know, because of Maxi, would have been able to draw into something like Ether, and, you know, with Stormfort set, might have been able to go for potential Ether play if my opponent is under Maxi. Here is the thing, right? The thing is that, again, the Spright deck, this is not running Cat Shark or Daikusto Phoenix. Well, Cat Shark probably better. And I'm honest, if depends if I draw Veiler off of Maxi. But again, if the Spright deck had access to Cat Shark, this should have been game. Or am I missing something? I'm not so sure. I might be missing something. Or do I have the Prime Monarch in graveyard? I don't know. Probably not. Simply, I probably would have summoned it already. No Veilers were drawn. And now I guess, again, giving Monarchs multiple Maxis. Problem here, though, is that I believe Carrot is hitting the field, and I believe Carrot states that it only negates the effect, right? So let's say if I use Stormfort and my opponent uses Carrot, I cannot use Stormfort again, but that's the case with Toad. Toad negates the activation, I think, so I can use double Stormfort in the same turn, like what happens here. Yeah, that's important. That came up back, you know, in 2016 against Cosmo, against Cyber Dragon Infinity. That also negates the activation. And here, because of the early Solemn Judgment, and, you know, multiple draws, double Stormfort to force out negations, Brilliant Fusion to force out negations, Twin Twist to force out negation, I'm able to attack over Elf and, you know, deal the last damage to go for a game. So, I think it was this duel, yeah, it was that one that, again, potential Cat Shark could have sealed the deal. But again, I guess, you know, those are the choices. Access code to yes or no. Anyway, so go second this time, and again, and like going first, this is an absolute bonkers opening hand. Problem though is that I'm not so sure, like how many... Oh yeah, Spright is Red Reboot. I was about to say, okay, does Spright have any... yeah, obviously they do. But yeah, going second, this is already a goner. Double Toad, Carrot, and of course a couple of back rows. So the first search is getting negated. The second, yeah, Domain is going through. Brilliant Fusion is getting negated. And now the turns stop again. And that's the thing with Monarchs. They're not like Spright or Tearlament, for example, that can plow through multiple negations. If your first card or maybe second card gets negated, you're basically stopped in your tracks. And this is again, or was again, a quick duel. Like, for me, before, I would have felt that all of these games would have gone, you know, like this. But against my expectations, or against my odds, I guess, a 5-gamer. So let's go for it, let's see how far that they can go. So I was like, this opening hand is kind of nutty. Multiple draws. I should be going for Kuras as well. Oh, right, failure. Otherwise, I would have been able to go for Kuras, you know, try to get a couple of draws, hopefully draw into Maxi, Stormfort, Ether, and Stygian Dirge. Stygian Dirge is my card to win. If I have that, I have the capability or the ability to win. But we see Red Reboot as well, so it wouldn't have mattered. But again, that's something that was in the back of my mind. And now, I guess, yeah, because of the failure, let's face it, any well-timed hand trap with a subpar Monarch hand, Monarchs can't play against, you know, a deck that plays like half of the deck hand traps, and double negation, and of course the level 2 Sprites and Carrot that have more negations upon them. So there's nothing really I can do. So a potential double Toad is there. Oh no, okay, one Toad. Oh, I pass, yeah. So the game is pretty much over, so I was kinda close. It was kinda close. But, I mean, let's face it, I guess if there would be more duels in the long run, I think Monarchs might have won maybe one more out of like 10 duels. But it is what it is. But yeah, stuff like Maxi, Stygian Dirge, they were there, but it wasn't enough for the most obvious reasons. So access code here in this case hits the board, and this is more than enough to attack for a game. So really, really nice. Really, really close one. So, okay. Monarchs 2 points, and Sprites as expected 3 points. Next matchup we have Zodiac Beast, and that's a northern variant, right? So the Fusion substitute shenanigans, draw 5, opening hand, end on, whatever. So much shenanigans. It's going to take on Jin Necro. So again, Necros from 2015, basically one of the earlier Necros builds from us, you know, or at least for us TCG players, featuring the Jin lock. So again, like always, feel free to leave your predictions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Signing out. Peace.